Good afternoon, everybody. It's Josh here from Lookin for Games. It is Friday, June 18th, and it's time for this week's weekly update. So, in the ongoing efforts to find new and exciting ways to make fun of myself, we introduced the jar. And what is the jar, you ask? Well, it is it is a penalty of sorts. Basically, what we're going to do is for every or that is uttered in this week's video by yours truly, we're going to donate 10 cents to our favorite charity, Extra Life. If you're not familiar, Extra Life Charities and the Extra Life event basically supports the local Children's Miracle Network, which is in our area, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. It is a charity that's very near and dear to our hearts, especially because it has such a gamer-centric theme to it. So with that in mind, 10 cents for every or ah. Now, what's in it for you, you say? Why do I care? Well, whoever guesses the closest or count in the video is going to get a $10 gift certificate from Lookin for Games. The way it's going to work is basically at the end of this week's video, you're going to put in the comments what your guess is, and whoever comes the closest is going to be the winner. If there is a tie, then whoever guesses the closest first is going to be the winner. Now, the way, again, you're going to put it in this week's video's comments, and then next week we'll actually announce the count and whoever came the closest. It's a fun little way to kind of try to hopefully break me of this this crutch that I've developed, as well as raise a little bit of money for charity. So the or jar has been created for here at Lookin for Games. Have fun with that one, right? Of course, this week's schedule of events, couple of additions we've got on Sunday. Of course, it's going to be Father's Day. If you're a dad, you're going to get an additional 10% off, and you're going to come in and play for free, which is cool because this week's Miniature Melee is going to be featuring Star Wars X-Wing. So you get a chance to come out, try out a very cool miniatures game from Fantasy Flight Games. We've been doing epic battles with the X-Wing format where you get a whole bunch of different classes and formats, or I should say classes and ships together in one great big epic battle. So that's Star Wars X-Wing featured for Miniature Melee. We've also added to the calendar for game night the Digimon card game, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more into the update. We've got a lot to get into this week, so let's just move on and jump right in. Starting tonight, I should say starting today, Wizards of the Coast has created the Love Your Local Game Store promotion, and for a $50 sealed purchase, you are going to get a Special Arts promo card. A Special Arts promo card is the Fabled Passage. It's a foil card. It's very beautiful. It's very one of a kind in that you can only get it at hobby shops. So thank you to Wizards of the Coast for loving their local game stores, us included. This was very unique and helpful, especially last year when things were limited as far as access to card play, events, all of those different things. They started this last year and continued it on into this year. So the Love Your Local Game Store promotion kicks off today and carries on. We're also going to be stacking that with our Friday Night Magic giveaway promotion, which is for $10 purchase, you get a ticket. When your name is pulled, then you get free entry to whatever draft event is that we're doing for that week. So those two things are going to stack. So now you've got twice as much incentive to love your local game store. On Saturday, we're going to be kicking off Saturday Magic at LFG with a Pioneer tournament. Now, the Pioneer tournament, is a unique Magic the Gathering format that came out in 2019, and it includes cards from Return to Ravnica and forward. So it leaves a whole bunch of cards that you have to work with. Now, the start time for this event is 1 o'clock, and it is a prize pool event. And what that means is basically your $10 entry is going to create a store credit pool, and that credit is a prize that the winners are going to split at the end. So again, all $10 is going to that pool, and it's a different format, and it's always cool when you got unique formats coming out against or I should say, to play for Magic events. We're excited to be bringing this to the table, as well as being able to start Saturday Magic at LFG. And as I mentioned before, Father's Day is on Sunday, and what better gift than a Lookin for Game gift card? You can't get any ties at LFG, so unfortunately, you're stuck with us, games and gift cards. So we have those available at the shop starting today. And of course, as a reminder, dads get an additional 10% off and play for free on Sunday for Father's Day. I know it's hard to believe, but it has been 2 years, and starting on Tuesday, we'll be celebrating our 2-year anniversary with a special collector's commemorative pin, and that's going to run Tuesday the 22nd through Saturday the 26th. And if you have a current membership or you renew your membership before June 22nd, then the pin is going to be free. So it's free to all members, the 22nd to the 26th. Yes, the slide is still faded out because you're going to have to come by the store to see what it looks like. We're very excited to see how it turned out. It looks great, and we can't wait to get that into your hands. So come by the store and renew your membership, and you'll get a free commemorative pin. Game night on Wednesday. The Snallygaster situation. I don't know how I managed to say that in one run, but the Snallygaster situation is set in the universe of the Kids on Bikes RPG. And you're going to take on the role of the kids in Lakeview who know that something is wrong, but no one believes you. Well, because you're a kid. You're going to encounter 1 to 4 legendary monsters, and at the same time, you're going to be trying to avoid interference from dreaded federal agents. Now, this is a 2 to 5 player game. It takes about 60 minutes to play, and it's for ages 8 and up. And it may or may not, this is a cooperative game, but it may or may not include a betrayer. You'll have to swing by the store and check it out. Speaking of game night, as I mentioned, we are adding to the schedule the Digimon card game. I had a chance to play this last week, and I want to give a special thanks and shout out to our couple there, Scott and Carrie. They're members at the store, and they approached me and said, "Hey, we have a bunch of starter decks, and we want to bring Digimon to the store and start having events." And I said, "You know what? We've got game night on Wednesdays. What better time than to introduce that on our game nights?" So starting last Wednesday and continuing on, now Digimon is on the schedule from 6:30 to 9. All levels of experience are welcome. So if you've already been playing the game a little bit or you're brand new to the game, either way, we've got you covered, because if you have your own cards, you're good to go. But we've also got starter decks that you'll be able to use to try to learn the different mechanics of this very unique game. One thing about card games that I really look for is some kind of something that makes it unique. And it has some really very cool, unique mechanics that just kind of hit all the right notes. You've got the unique mechanics. You've got the nostalgia factor of the show, which apparently I need to start watching. And it was just plain fun to play. So I encourage you to come out and check out the new Digimon game. And who knows, we may even have some cards to support the game as well. For Looking for Adventure this week, we've got a little bit of a mixed bag of scenarios. On Sunday with DM Jeff, you're going to be participating in the Caravan of Peril. And what seems like a mundane escort quest actually becomes a dangerous fight for survival. On Wednesday with DM Dave, Here Be Sea Monsters Part 1. You'll be protecting ships from attacks by a mysterious sea creature. On Thursday with DM Steve, you'll be joining the Cartographer's Company, escorting the new LFA cartographer as he charts the unknown parts of the world. Now, those sign-up sheets are live as we speak on the Looking for Games website. Those seats are limited and they fill up fast, so we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to participate. Please check out that website and check out those forms so you can participate in Looking for Adventure. Been very cool to see the amount of turnout and interest and excitement that everybody has about this new format that we're doing at the store, and of course to have some kind of structured campaign format back at Looking for Games, and it's been really great. So Looking for Adventure is live and up and running, and you've got your signups on lookingforgames.com. We got a whole mess of new stock to get into, and the first one is going to kick it off is new stock for Pokemon, their latest release, Chilling Reign. Now, these are the Pokemons of the Frozen Lands with new special energy cards, a new single strike and rapid strike card, as well as 15 Pokemon V and 8 Pokemon V Max. I'm not going to pretend like I know what that means, but from what I'm told, it's very cool. Pokemon, of course, is a perennial favorite, and it's only gained more traction over the last 6 months or so. We're excited to be able to provide that kind of stock. Now, you've probably noticed that we've got some buy limits on certain products, and that's really just because we want to make sure that we get the game into as many hands as possible. And I really want people that really want to play the game to be able to get a hold of it. So we do have occasionally on certain products a little bit of buy limits, and we only get limited stock. So we do have limited quantities available of the booster packs as well as the build and battle boxes. And then also in new for Pokemon, they've got the Striker V-Tins and the Sun and Moon Elite Trainer boxes. So those are available at the store today. Speaking of card games with unique mechanics, Keyforge and their latest set, Dark Tidings, has a new edition, and it is the Deluxe deck. Now, what makes the Deluxe deck unique is that not only it comes with the 36-card pre-constructed deck, which is unique to every other deck in the game, but it also comes with all the tokens that you need for a single player to be able to start playing Keyforge. And I think that's neat because not everybody wants or has a second player to get into the two-player starter deck. This Deluxe deck allows you to get those tokens right out of the box for a single player. And those are available in stock at the store. Also new in stock today for Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game, we have the Egyptian Gods structure decks. Now, these two unique decks are Slifer the Sky Dragon and Obelisk the Tormentor. Slifer powers up depending on how many cards you have in your hand, and Obelisk the Tormentor allows you to tribute 2 monsters that you control to wipe your opponent's monsters off of the field. Now, each deck comes with 5 new cards, including a copy of Soul Crossing, which allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters as well as your own. So some pretty cool new mechanics being added to the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, and they come in the form of these Egyptian gods. If you ever wanted to try to build yourself a single card deck using Egyptian gods, this is your chance with the Egyptian gods structured decks. Also new in stock, as I mentioned, of course, adding Digimon to the schedule means that we need to try to get some product in, and we dug far and wide and managed to get in some booster packs of the special version 1.0 for Digimon, the card game. Again, we're doing a buy limit on this because we have limited stock. We want to try to get in as many hands as possible, as I stated previously. And of course, you can get those booster packs and join us on Wednesday night for Digimon, the card game. Also new in stock, I told you, we got a ton of stuff this week. For Star Wars Armada from Fantasy Flight Games comes the the Pelta class frigate. Now, this expansion adds the Pelta class frigate to your fleet and includes 2 new ship cards as well as 7 upgrade cards. If you've had a chance to swing by the store, you've seen that we've gotten Armada to the table a few times. And what they've done recently is they, in addition to the Imperials as well as the Rebellion sets, they've also gone into the realm of the Clone Wars, much like they did with Star Wars Legion. They've gone into the Clone Wars and they've started releasing the Separatists fleets as well as the Galactic Republic. And so with that, you get some very unique kind of characters, as well as in this set, with the 7 upgrade cards, you also get the addition of Admiral Tarkin when he was, quote unquote, a good guy. So Admiral Tarkin joins the Armada universe in the form of the Pelta class frigate from Star Wars Armada. Also new in stock from Fantasy Flight Games, we've got the Marvel Champions Drax Characters Pack expansion. Man, that's a mouthful. The Drax Character Pack expansion, as the part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, he travels the universe far and wide. He's trying to put an end to Thanos, of course, the Mad Titan, once and for all. He comes with a 15-card signature deck as well as a pre-constructed protection deck. So a whole new array of cards to be added to this really cool living card game. They really do take the living card game thing to heart when they say that, because they do everything that they can at Fantasy Flight Games to keep this game, Marvel Champions, alive and refreshed on a regular basis. So there's a lot of expansions, there's a lot of card packs, and a lot of unique ways for you to go about playing this game. And again, that is something that I enjoy in a card game. I'm going to move off of my card game soapbox and move on to the next thing, because in the queue, we've got a couple of things, as well as in addition, I should say, the new edition Catan 3D. Of course, Catan is a perennial favorite in the board gaming world. It's how a lot of us got into board gaming to begin with. And so with this very cool collector's edition, you now have a 3D set. Now, this unique edition comes with everything that you need to play a 3 to 4 player game, and it is based on the terrain tiles hand sculpted by Kleist Teuber himself. And this is a beautiful hand painted set, and it's going to be available by pre-order only. What that means is that whatever we bring in is going to be based on the pre-order. Now, a 50% deposit is going to reserve you a copy. You're always welcome to pay for it in full if you'd like, but we are asking for a minimum of 50% so that we can make sure that everyone that wants to have a chance at this game is going to get it. So, Catan 3D, available now on the Lookin for Games web store. Of course, you can go to lookinforgames.com. You'll see the big yellow banner at the top of the page, which takes you right to the web store. And you can even put the word pre-order in the search window, and it should take you right to these games. Because in addition to Catan 3D, we've got available for pre-order the Arkham Horror LCG Edge of the Earth expansions. Now, rather than dumping a big pile of investigators and scenario packs, what they've done is they've consolidated it into 2 different expansions. You have the investigator expansions, and then you have the campaign expansions. Now, this is based in the frigid regions of Antarctica, and there lies a secret that is so profound, it threatens to tear apart everything that we know about our planet. What kind of dangers, who's going to survive, is all going to be determined by you, of course, in this living card game from Fantasy Flight Games. The expansion for the investigators comes with 5 new player cards, as well as a ton of customization features, and it can be played with any scenario or campaign. You're not limited to just the Edge of the Earth. And then the campaign expansion takes 1 to 4 of those investigators on a dangerous expedition with up to 10 scenarios. So you've got a ton of content that's going to be available with these 2 expansions. As I say, rather than dumping a whole bunch of card packs on folks, they've consolidated it down to make it a little more concise and I think easier to get into the game. Again, those are available for pre-order live on the web store now at lookinforgames.com. We've also got some new products coming in very soon. Of course, there's another expansion for Catan, and that is Treasures, Dragons, and Adventures. For Star Wars X-Wing, we've got the Trident class assault craft. We've got Ticket to Ride Europe 15th anniversary expansion, as well as a new game that it hasn't gotten a release date yet, but has gotten a lot of advanced hype, and that is Unfathomable. Very difficult to say, but it looks like it may be very fun to play. Unfathomable coming in very soon. As well as Nemesis. Now, I don't normally announce restocks, but Nemesis is a very popular game. When it was on Kickstarter, it was a very popular game when it came into the store, so those copies sold very quickly. We're going to be able to get restocks of the base game as well as the expansions for Nemesis, which weren't available previously. So I wanted to make sure to make special note of that. And then, of course, for Marvel Champions, as I mentioned last week, the Mad Titans Shadow, which adds Thanos to the Marvel Champions universe. So a lot of great things coming out, a lot of great products, a lot of great events, a lot going on, and I can't wait to see what the and count is at the end of this little adventure today. Of course, you'll be able to put your guess in the comments and aim for a gift card from Lookin for Games starting next week. As always, if you've enjoyed our content, please like us on like and subscribe to us on YouTube, and make sure, of course, to tell your friends, because as I always say, you should never have to suffer alone. So thank you for joining us on this week's weekly update. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.